Hello, fiber friends. I spun this yarn inspired by a pile of leaves, and that is the theme for this video. I'm going to show you how I did it, from the whole creative process of choosing the fiber to the spinning, the plying, and the finishing. We'll go through the whole process together. Did any of you ever jump in a leaf pile as a kid? I sure did. And I remember this feeling. I had my cousins cover me in all the leaves, and I had this feeling of just kind of floating, like when you hold your breath and float underwater. And I imagined that I was a forest mermaid. And the smell of the leaves is what I imagine a forest mermaid's perfume would smell like. It's like etched into my soul. It's such a nostalgic aroma for me. I just realized some of you don't experience fall the way I do here in the Midwest. Actually, some of you might not know what fall is. So let me back up a second. In case you don't know what fall is, this is a leaf, and it fell from that tree. And that's why they call it fall. Fall. I have a stack of plastic bins of different kinds of fibers next to me. Now, I realized as I was pulling the bins to think of autumn colors is like all the natural sheep colors. So I do want to try and find some things that are a little bit colorful and not just go with all of the brown sheep wool that I have. But I'm excited because I think there's some really cool options in there, including some unusual natural sheep breeds. So let's get floofing. Ooh, how about some camel? That sounds fun. I spotted this from the edge of the bin where I could see through the side. This is some red Erie silk, and we're gonna definitely put that in the mix. We definitely need some of this. This is a very unusual silk. It's called peduncle, and it is made from the fibers that attach the silk cocoon to the tree. It's like that little attachment piece. I'm gonna take a couple floofs of this because I think the color is beautiful. How long is the staple? It's pretty good staple length, actually. So we'll toss a little of that in there. I think we need a little bit of this rich kind of Merlot red. That's gorgeous. This is some silk noil, so that'll give us some really neat texture. Because look at that. How perfect is this? We need locks. Check this out. We are gonna do a little funky add-in. It kind of looks like feathers. I needed to steal a pinch off of this Alexandra, the Art of Yarn, because look at this color. It's so perfect. I wanted to get a little bit more of like a maple yellow because we have a lot of oranges going on. Where's the end of you? Wow. That was... Grab a couple floofs of cotton. I definitely wanted to include some alpaca. I think we need like a dark chocolatey brown, like this. I don't want to take the whole bat. I'll just get a couple floofs. Bright orange ball of flax that I've had no idea what to do with you. Now's your time to shine. It's your moment. Make us proud. This is leftovers from a different project that I did. I got this raw and I scoured it. I have no idea what breed it is. Judging by these darling little curls, I think this could possibly be, I don't know, maybe Fen sheep? I don't know. Let me know what breed you think this might be, and we can play a fun guessing game because I genuinely have no idea. All right, fiber friends, we have a plan. We have this beautiful mystery sheep, and we have a basket full of random, bright, colorful things. This is going to be the pile of leaves. I'm going to spin from this piece of wool, and then I will reach in and just grab whatever I hit first. I can't reach around in there because I'll be like, oh, that's silk. Oh, that's linen or flax. I know the texture too well. I want this to be very spin by vibes. I want it to be very just joyful and random. So I'll pick the first thing I touch and that'll be the thing that I spin. So we're gonna have mostly this color as a base with pops of our leaves along the way. I think this is gonna be a lot of fun. I will be using my Schacht Ladybug to spin this yarn. I am doing a shameless self-promotion with a shameless product placement because I do sell Schacht wheels and equipment and a whole bunch of other things in my shop. If you're interested in a Ladybug spinning wheel, my shop is the place to find it. All right, let's get to the Ladybug and let's get spinning. It came with its own leaves. There's so much VM in this. I think the number one takeaway from this is that because I had some fibers that were, you know, like the locks when I was spinning those, they were okay being thicker. But then when I was spinning the silk and the sections, especially the silk noil, it was so short. The other fibers, the camel as well, when I was spinning those fibers that wanted or needed to be a thinner diameter, I really had to adjust the tension. So I was turning it up for the locks and things that were going in thicker, and I was turning it down for the things that were thinner. Why is that? Because the things that were thicker needed less twist. So I turned my tension up to have a stronger pull so that it was spending less time gaining twist and it was going to move onto the bobbin sooner. I turned it down for the sections that needed more twist because that means it wasn't pulling it onto the bobbin as fast. It was spending more time out of the bobbin gaining twist, which it needed to stay together. In the past, when people would get together to spin, they called it a spinning frolic, kind of like a quilting bee. This Spinning Frolic series is my series where I am inviting you to spin along with me for whatever the monthly theme may be. Last month, the theme was sock yarn. You can watch the video from last month in the Spinning Frolic playlist, but I invited anyone who wanted to submit a picture of your own sock yarn. It does not have to be exactly the same as mine. You can use whatever equipment you have to spin it, whatever fibers you have to spin it. As long as you can justify that it's on theme, it counts. If you'd like to join the autumn fall leaf pile yarn, go right ahead and make sure to submit an image. You can find the Google Forms link to submit that image in the description of this video down below. But now I think we should take a look at all of the pictures I had submitted from all of your beautiful sock spins of Socktober. It is a pretty wild looking yarn, but I love that about this. So I would suggest if you are uncomfortable finding your balance of tension from a different fiber to then a different fiber and you have to like adjust a lot, I would suggest using similar fibers. So like different colors of wool, for instance, or different colors of silk, for instance, rather than having, you know, like camel and a long wool in the same bobbin where you're like switching back and forth in this method. But it was also a good experience for me, just remembering to pay attention to my tension because it was really clear when it was not set right. Here it is up close. That looks like fall to me. It's beautiful. Originally, I was thinking I would put it on a ball winder and ply it into a 2-ply from both ends. I thought that would kind of distribute the color throughout in a fun way. But because I have those sections that are much thinner, now I'm considering a chain ply. I think I'm going to do a chain ply. I do wonder if the sections that change from a lower amount of twist for thicker diameter yarn and then higher twist for thinner diameter yarn, right where those join, I do have a small concern that doing a chain ply, if it puts tension on that spot while it's plying and it's losing twist, could it fall apart? Oh no. I'm not sure. We're going to find out. But that is something that I will need to pay attention to. So I'm going to put this on my not lazy, but hardworking Kate, switch the bobbin on my wheel and get plying. After I get it off the bobbin, I need to decide how I am going to finish it. This yarn, I am going to wet finish. I think it's fine to wet finish highly textured yarns, and I especially want to do that for this one because the wool was just very dirty. My wheel was covered in dust, and if I'm going to work with this in the future for a project, I'd like to get some of that dust that didn't drop out during the spinning off of there. People have asked me, what temperature do I finish my yarn in? I go lukewarm to cool, generally cool is how I finish it. And I put a squirt of soak because I like it and it smells good. And it just, you know, gives a little freshening, cleaning power, which is, it's what I want. It's what I want and I like it. After the yarn has soaked for a little while, I put it in a salad spinner to spin out the water. If you don't have a salad spinner, you can press out the water in a towel or something like that. Don't get too rough with it because if you want to keep that texture, then you shouldn't do too much abrasion to the surface area, especially while it's wet, because you can fuzz up the little locks, the little curls. After I have removed as much water as I can, I will let it dry and see how it looks in the morning. This yarn is so stunning. It came out better than I imagined. I love how it kept all of those little moments of texture here and there. I love the little teeny tiny curls. They're just so sweet. I'm not sure how I want to use this yarn. If you have any ideas for a project I could put this in, let me know. I'm open to weaving, knitting, crochet, macrame? I don't know. Give me some ideas. I'd love to hear them. If you are going to spin a fall leaves yarn with me, make sure you get those images in by the deadline. All of that information will be in the video description. I will wish you all happy spinning.